Good evening to you. I wanted to mention, um, what we're going to be doing this week. So I'm making this on the first day of September 2015, and just tell you what we'll do this week and then next week. Okay. Now the first item for this week is discussion board one, and you have to revise. There's the sentences. It's mentioned in a discussion board, but there are 11 sentences to revise. And so what you have to do is you have to make each of those clusters a total of one sentence or less, and you can only use 20 words or less. So what you should do is you type each one of them out. Type them in Word first, and then hold the cursor over the sentences and make sure that your 20 words are under. So you can rephrase them, you can take words out. It's totally your option as far as what you want to do. So, but you kind of want to strike a balance because sometimes people take out too much information, and like one of the sentences says that the land is undeveloped, and so you want to mention that undeveloped means it doesn't have water or sewage or utilities. So some of it is undeveloped and some of it is developed. So that could be mentioned. And so anyhow, you want to revise those sentences. The other one that you want to do is there's like 5 or 6 other sentences, I believe, and you're using the active voice. And the active voice is really, really important in writing. So, for example, I observed my neighbor wreck his motorcycle in his yard and come up with a bleeding nose. So, I'm stating what happened, what I observed, and so on. And so, like, I teach a class in criminal justice writing from time to time, and this semester I didn't because there wasn't enough enrollment. But for years and years I taught it, and like last year, we went to the magistrate up here right behind Founders Hall, and so there was a case, and we were listening in, or the detective, state trooper, and the assistant district attorney were preparing. But these two young guys, like 20 and 21, walked in to the Donahue Road CVS right there by Westmoreland Mall, and one guy had 2 handguns, the other one had one, and they had ski masks, and so they held a few customers at gunpoint, the pharmacy tech and a pharmacist, and I think they, made away with about 1,500 OxyContin tablets. The one guy had a barcode on the back of his head, like I think there was a character in a movie like that. But I heard the state trooper saying, like one of the statements was, I observed 2 males enter the CVS drugstore, and both were wearing ski masks. Uh, One male stated, so again, it's the active voice. One male stated, that he would shoot the customers and the store employees if they didn't comply. So, but anyhow, that's the active voice. And so, as much as possible, you do want to use that in technical writing, because you want to say who is doing what or why a certain situation happened. So, like the active voice would be, the natural gas worker accidentally turned the valve the wrong way, causing a backflow explosion. So, like, who did what? Now, this will come later in the semester, but I'll just mention this now while I'm thinking of it. Sometimes you'll use the passive voice, and so, like, from time to time, you don't want to personalize it. You want to depersonalize it. So, probably 2 summers ago, I had a student that was taking about 21 credits. She had 18 credits at Pitt. She had one class with us and then one class with Community College of Allegheny County. And it was too much for her to handle. And so I withdrew her. I tried to contact her multiple times, no response. She just was overwhelmed. And so 2 weeks after the summer ended, she contacted me and said, that she needed to complete this technical communication course, and she wanted to go to graduate school and so on, and she wanted to finish it in a week. And I did not go along with that. I gave her a couple of options, and my comment was, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you, I just wrote, students who are unable to complete required assignments tend not to do well in a course. So that was the passive voice, but like I said, I didn't want to personalize it. So anyhow, I just wanted to mention that. So make sure to also look at chapter 17 in our book. There is a section on trimming writing, making writing more concise and precise, and it's about 5 pages in that chapter. They also have a section on the active voice there. And then that little frequently, that little handbook, frequently asked questions, that one, on about pages 30 to 40, they cover making writing more concise, precise, and then also using the active voice. So, you can look in one or both places. And then discussion board, so that the discussion board 1 is due by midnight on the 4th of September. Discussion board 1A, you have to read pages 106 and 107, and then you just have to go and answer these 2 questions on page 111. I think it was question number 11. It dealt with ethical problems or solutions with employees working, or problems with employees working at home, and then some solutions that you would suggest to help address those. So the thing about it is, if it was me and if I was supervising employees from home, if the employees got the job done, I would not be overly concerned about, are they at their desk 8 hours a day? Are they leaving during their work shift? Are they going out for a cup of coffee? That wouldn't be of concern to me, especially if they were like a grants writing employee or whatnot. My brother-in-law works for a health insurance company, so he's a customer service agent, so he has to be at his desk from 8 o'clock to 4:30 every day, and that's the requirement, and he gets a half hour for lunch. So, but like I said, some other jobs you can have more flexibility. So you'll answer that. So you'll do by midnight on Wednesday the 2nd. You need to answer the problems and then some solutions. Don't use all opinions though. Kind of give some of the key facts with the employees, and certainly you would want to screen and make sure the employees that you pick to work from home have computer skills, are pretty good readers, pretty good typists, know software, those kinds of things, because you don't want somebody that can't do those and work from home. Those people should be at the office. So it shouldn't be based on seniority necessarily. It should be based on qualifications or knowledge. So, respond by the 2nd, and then you have to respond to one other students by the 4th. And then finally, what I wanted to tell you is, well, again, make sure especially to read chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, but particularly chapters 1 and 4 are the most critical because they talk about the ABC format, the top-down format, and technical writing, a redundant, repetitive approach, and so on. So make sure to look at those. Plus, they also compare chapter 1 technical communication versus academic writing. So there's that. And then for next week as well, there's a discussion board posting. I believe the first posting due for next week would due by Wednesday the 9th, and the second posting would be due by Friday the 11th. So you can take a look at that. And then the other one that you have to do is an evaluation of customer service. So I'll speak more about that next week. But you're evaluating either 3 or 4 points of criteria, as far as like a place where you worked or have worked, or work now or have worked, as far as how well they treat employees and customers, or just employees or customers, or one or the other, or both. And so that's in essence what you have to do. If you've never worked anywhere before, then you can write about a business that you like to frequent and how good they are with customers. So that is it. Whatever you do, though, make sure to keep a calendar, keep a schedule, follow a routine, and most importantly of all, read the assignments before the start of the week, or at the start of the week on Monday. And if you have questions, ask them then. If you ask them on Friday, sometimes it takes me a long time to get back to you, so I'm pretty busy then. Okay, 10 minutes. I'm done. Thanks.